All right, everyone out there, it is time for the conclusion of the DSP Reacts event where I react to the continual fall of Wings of Redemption documentary by June the King. Thank you for being here for the entirety of the event so far. It's been 4 hours long. We're now heading into the final segment, the final finale of what's going to happen here. And I hope that you guys will enjoy the end. If you have enjoyed this documentary and this react to it, I would ask if you could please like the videos, leave comments on them, perhaps consider becoming a member here, which is my major way to get support on this channel. It would all be greatly, greatly appreciated. Fair enough? We're about to resume. Roll Long Fallen Dynasty achievement just popped up on my screen. We're about to resume. I did receive a quick tip. Let's shout that out. Piggle Nipple did $1.25 tip, says, what do you do with the games that you found after cleaning your closet? They are still in the closet. I have not done anything with them. Okay. Thank you all for your support. All right. Let's finish this documentary. Let's see how it ends, because I don't know what's about to happen with this situation. And I'll give you my final summary on the whole situation. Here we go.
When you hear it like this, put out there like this, I mean, what am I supposed to say to this?
I can tell you right now, this clip is very convincing. That's why I jumped on this so quickly. Because, like, I'm not a professional editor by any means, but I've been editing video for 14 years.
But they got this,
and I can hear video edits and audio and things like that. And I only caught 2.
Even Jordy further questions Aaron's legitimacy as he's constantly pinning this on the trolls.
So why did you feel the need to put words in my wife's mouth? Because she's upset at you.
So here's the funny part. That's a great question. First of all, why was he being taken doing the interview to begin with? What do you have to do with anything with this man's in his life? Why are you in this interview, right? And it sounds to me like he wanted to be in the interview. Maybe he thought that this was going to give him attention with the trolls, internet clout. As I've said earlier in a previous part, a lot of these people, they do things so they can try to get this weird internet clout from trolls. It's stupid as shit. It's fleeting. It's worthless. Why don't you ask my former moderators, right, who did this shit, where they are today? No one knows and no one gives 2 flying fucks, because nothing happened positive in their lives because they got clout from trolls for trying to dump on me. Nothing happens. It's a waste of everybody's time, and they get forgotten like a fart in the wind. Okay? So, I don't know what this guy's getting at. I wonder if we're going to get our answers here.
Right. So you had almost 2 minutes of my wife. Because the way the video states is that you met my wife by herself at Walmart, which is correct.
Incorrect.
I was with her.
Yeah, you were with us.
And we talked a total of maybe a minute.
Yeah, a minute and a half, yeah.
And there's literally more time on this video of my wife telling you stuff
than happened, yeah.
Than actually than the conversation happened. So you only met my wife less than a minute in your life.
Less than a minute, yeah.
Right. So, like, I just want to put that on the table because, like, to kind of prove, like, all that was fabrication.
After about 36 minutes, Aaron makes his closing statement and leaves. But this scandal wouldn't end here. There was still much suspicion about Aaron's change of heart and wonder what reason would Jordy's ex-neighbor would reach out to a Discord dedicated to trolling Jordy to spew nothing but lies.
Why did you do that to begin
with? This
with?
came to a head on February 18th, 2022, when Jordy's PlayStation account was once again hacked, and in order to get it back, the trolls requested Jordy join their Discord.
Which is a complete waste of time. He's not going to get his accounts back by talking to his trolls. This is incredibly stupid. He has to stop with this shit, and he does it. How many? What is this? I'm going into the Lion's Den. Number 72. Okay. How did it go for you the 71 first few times you went in there? Like, nothing's ever going to come good of this. Why would you do this to yourself?
Hey, they want me to go into the Lion's Den tonight. They get my PlayStation account back first.
He even called it that.
About an hour and a half of trial and error, a verbal exchange between them began.
Let's say, like, fucking minimum, like, 30 minutes to get your PlayStation account back.
Okay.
His trolls are so sad. They can't even troll him right. Look at the super chat. Who has better books, you or your wife? You know they're trying to probably say boobs. He can't even spell the fucking word right in the troll super chat. Like, you fail at the ultimate fail at life is when you can't even troll properly because you. Oh my god.
Alright, and you're not gonna leave someone like says some question that like hurts feelings, yeah?
Hey Siri, set a timer for 30 minutes.
You could say I'm uncomfortable, I don't want to answer that. Except that's
Nobody here is saying anything racist, nothing like that.
That's true. They don't agree.
Some may address him as Jordy and attempt to reach him as a person. These are typically the minority of members speaking to Jordy. Others address Jordy as Richard or Sam, which immediately makes Jordy more defensive and more likely to dismiss anything they've said. This time around, Jordy had around 2,000 viewers on his livestream, when he normally gets around 300. The first round of questions had Jordy address some statements that he made the year prior, like the time he said he would choose live streaming over his wife.
Alright, I got a question. Well, it's more for both of you, but I'm wondering, what did you mean when you said that you would leave Kelly before quitting streaming?
I was getting hassled like by a bunch of people like I am currently, and you guys took it out of
So
context.
currently you do the same?
Well, here's the thing, right? I'm a 400-pound piece of shit, right? Like,
That's a fucking understatement. Yeah, keep going.
and like the only thing I bring to value on this planet is my ability to have stability. I pay my bills, pay my taxes, and that's, in my opinion, that's the only thing I bring to any value to anybody on the world. I have a very
That's pretty fucking sad if he really thinks that's his only value on the world. Like I tell you guys, the reason that I continue to do what I do is because, number one, I love it, and you guys tell me there's value in it. If ever someone said to me, there's zero value in what you do, and we get nothing out of it, I would stop immediately. I would. Because I do it because people tell me how much it means to them to keep persevering and keep making content and keep entertaining them. So many people come to me on in a year, and I probably get dozens and dozens of people who will say something like, my life was in a bad way, and you entertained me with so and so of a playthrough, and I felt so much better about the situation because I got to forget about what was going on in my life, stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that. I really do, because it lets me feel like I'm motivated to keep going. Does he really feel his only value is that he pays bills? What? That's not even value. You're sitting there next to a woman who supposedly you love, right? And the first thing that comes in his head isn't, my value is to love this woman and take care of her for the rest of my life. No, my value is to pay bills. Like, this guy seriously needs fucking help. He needs help badly, in a real way, if this is the kind of shit that he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just nuts. He's sitting next to someone who he's supposed to be in love with for the rest of his life and love and care for endlessly, and she's supposed to love him back, and the only value he thinks he has in his life is paying bills. Why didn't she say something either? Like, no, Jordy, you're so much more to so many people. I love you. You're my husband. You have to understand. What is going on here? Oh, my God, man.
very low self-esteem version of myself, and if you take that part away from me, where like I have this, where I have to rely on somebody else to pay bills, or I have to live off somebody else, I would have no self-worth whatsoever.
As soon
What
as the
on
30
earth?
minutes passed and the members of the Discord made it clear they did not have Jordy's account, he left the Discord.
And this is what I mean. So, what a joke. He joined that Discord. He says all these fucking things that, of course, what is it? It's more ammo to hate on him, right? It's just more fuel to the fire. And, oh, well, they didn't have the Discord to begin with. Ha ha. You wasted your fucking time, stupid. Right? That's what they said to him, I'm sure. So why did you waste your time going into the fucking lion's den again? Again, it's a repetition of error that happens so much, and this is what's causing these problems for him. Not to say that the trolls are going to go away if he stopped repeating the errors. The repeating of these errors is not helping in any way. It's just exacerbating the situation worse and worse. Well, thank you to HFT, who did a $14 super chat. Says, I love you, DSP. You brought me many a joy for many years. Cheers, shipmate. All right, I don't know what the hell shipmate means, because I'm not a sailor, but I do appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Okay. What a waste of time that was. And now, again, what are they going to say? Oh, you see, when they asked him what his when they asked him what his value was, he said, oh, he's paying bills. See, again, he forgot about his wife. Again, he did this, he did that. And this is all it's going to be, more fuel for them. This is terrible what he just did. What a waste of time.
It's past the 30 minutes. Can I
All
hang
right.
up now?
Yeah, you go hang up.
Okay.
To you.
One person, a well-known one
Oh,
at
gee,
that,
look who it is.
was
It's everyone's favorite personality. Drama alert. Oh, he's here. I want to have a convo with you on Discord. And he even sends him a $20 super chat for it. Oh, I'm sure he has the best of intentions.
trying to get Jordy back in, communicating through the stream donations.
No, I'm not joining the troll Discord. We're going to do a different one. I'm not going to give them more content. If I'm going to give content, you're getting it, not them.
After a little persuading, Jordy hopped back in.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. But I should do business with Keemstar, right? He literally got him to go right back into the troll Discord. But Phil, all the horrible things that Keemstar has done, they were made up. They were made up. It wasn't a documentary like the one they make about you. Okay, it was all fucking make-believe, right? There's totally not evidence of him being a piece of shit over and over and over all over the internet. It's not, I'm not watching it right now unfold live, right? This was doctored. This didn't happen, correct? Right.
With the only two others with their microphones on being Keemstar and Tipster.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, what do we want to talk about?
Keemstar throughout this conversation with Jordy is attempting to get him to embrace the trolls, as they are a large source of the attention he gets. But Jordy rebuts this because he has, at times, typically in a better mood, embraced them. But he fears if the trolling gets accepted, it will also get worse. Worse like more visits from his local SWAT team. Regardless, Keem was able to find a sort of middle ground.
I'm sure someone has said this to you. Definition of insanity is trying to do the same thing over and over again, hoping for a different outcome. I want to put a challenge on you to not block anyone. Let anybody say anything in the chat.
Oh, this is a great idea. Okay. Here's some life advice for everyone out there. Okay, I mean this now. I'm going to give you the best advice you can ever get. I want everyone on the internet and everyone on this planet to please listen to me. All right, for just one moment. And if you ever don't listen to me ever again, that's cool. But please, for one moment, forget all of the things that are said about me, all the horrible things. Just listen to Phil Burnell. This is not even Dark Side Phil. It's not character. All right? Please listen to me for one invaluable second. Are you ready? Whatever Keemstar says to do the opposite. Okay? Whenever he tries to give you advice, decline it. Whenever he tries to interject himself into your life in any way, shape, or form, run for the hills. Get the fuck out of there. All right? Just the worst possible thing you could ever do to yourself. Please name one singular person on planet Earth who has outright bettered themselves by involving themselves with Keemstar. I will wait for your answer, because I am, it just, if ever you were to list, please, you must listen to me now. I really mean, because so many people out there, all right, sadly, they go to him because they think he's an internet personality. He's popular. He's prominent. He's got money. Yes, all those things may very well be true. However, every fucking time we do one of these, how many of these is he be involved in at this point, right? Things that you didn't think he would be involved. Here he is. Here he comes. It's like, dude, I've so much of this bullshit. It never ends with this guy. Always interjecting. Always trying to be a part of it. To get over. Here's Wings being tortured by his trolls, right? Because he thought that they had his PSN account. Why is Keem involved in this? Oh, unban everyone and don't ban anyone. Are you out of your fucking mind? This guy knows nothing. This guy literally knows nothing about life. This guy knows nothing about anything besides making himself profit. Do not listen to Keemstar. Do the opposite of what he says in all situations. Seriously. I mean it. It's the best thing you could possibly do for your own life. Okay? Thank you for listening. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. We're done with that now. Now we can get back to the documentary. Okay.
If they break YouTube's rules by saying something racist or something like that, of course you have to block them, right? Mm-hmm. But for someone coming in hating on you, talking crap about you, making fun of you, right? no block. Let people get it out of their
Have you ever
system.
seen my chat without any of the guides on it? It's a mess. You can't even. It's not even. You can't even consider it chat no more. It's just a moving blur of wall words.
I just don't get it, Wings. Around the name Wings of Redemption is a fucking circus. Why are you not monetizing the circus? It makes no goddamn sense.
It has been a bit inconsistent, with Jordy at times turning subscriber mode on, but for the most part, it seems that he's taking Keem's advice to some extent. It is important to note that there were other things discussed in the conversation between Keem and Jordy, like the topic at hand with the allegations Aaron laid out.
But it just, man, something just doesn't seem right because there is no reason for this person to do this. There's no clout gained. There's no financial benefit. There is nothing. He even says in this video, I had no reason to lie. I just did it and I'm sorry. I don't even have a reason. Like, that is the most puzzling thing about all of this. Him saying that over and over again.
Well, his mother even said he was lying. My mother, I pulled my mother in on the video and asked her some of the questions, and she said he was lying. I've disputed some of the things he said, and they were all lies. Like, he had little truths hidden throughout, but like the big stuff are all lies. Like, it's just what it is.
This scandal involving Aaron's claims came to a rather fast conclusion because the following day, on February 19th, 2022, the full 2-hour-long interview, as mentioned prior, was released, which gave a clear image and hurts Aaron's legitimacy in the way Jordy was saying. And we can break that down right now. So talking about the SA,
So this is the unedited interview. There was no clipping in this interview. Apparently it's 2 straight hours. Okay.
Within the Jordy family committed starts around the 6-minute mark. This is the section released that everyone was familiar with. But now with the full interview out there, we can figure out what Jordy allegedly did, but not so immediately, as Aaron teases and also refuses to say what this wild accusation was, as his mother wouldn't even tell him about it, but somehow he knows it anyway.
Somehow he knows it anyway. Oh, my mom wouldn't tell me, but it's this. Huh?
Confirms or denies what the real reason behind it was, but my mother, who's his mother's best friend, I'm assuming wouldn't tell me a lie about it.
What was said? Do you know what was said? Like, could you just repeat it, like, just this once?
No, my mother said that it wasn't something that she felt comfortable even saying.
And he said that to his sister.
Supposedly.
It takes him a little over an hour and a half for him to get back to the thing that Jordy allegedly did to his sister.
Would you, I mean, you could, and obviously, you know, if you don't want to, you could say no, and, you know, I'm not going to hassle you about it. But would you think if you asked your mom today, hey, Mom, you know, just out of curiosity around this time, do you think she would tell you?
This entire drama, many were listening in on and curious to know about a damning allegation levied towards Jordy, was boiled down to a possible point in time when Jordy commented in a distasteful manner about his sister's body odor due to her period.
Oh, what?
Her anatomy and odor, if what the rumor is true.
So he said
that because she was experiencing her time of the month, that she stunk and that he could smell it, and that's like dogs in heat or something. And his mom, I guess the sister told the mom about it, and then Sabrina went to him and asked him, and he was like, well, women do stink whenever they have that, and blah blah, and you know, that's a natural thing. I don't know what the fucking deal is or what the big deal is. Like, no, dude, you know, the big deal is that it was fucking inappropriate for you to say about your sister.
When the community got...
So, it's unedited now, and you get to see everything he said, and it was 100% horrible. When, you know, they cut it up. They didn't cut shit up, right? Like, the unedited clip is awful. You said fucked up stuff.
Wind of what this accusation was, things settled down rather quickly.
Yeah. Wings is being accused of doing something sexual to his sister by a longtime family friend. Someone Wings has known.
Taylor's background is not real. You can tell because it's completely out of perspective. Like, look how extremely blown up it is behind him. So he's sitting in front of a green screen, and his green screen is why does he have a green screen of sound canceling foam? What the heck? Like, okay, Kyle, I can't hate on Kyle in this clip. That's real soundproofing foam behind him. Why does Taylor have a green screen of soundproofing foam? His background is a photo of Kyle's background. What the heck? All right, that's legit funny. What is that about? That was stupid. It's stupid, but it's actually funny. That got a chuckle out of me. Okay.
In real life is accusing Wings of this, saying that through hearsay, mind you, he's saying that he heard this, that, and the other, that Wings did something to his sister, and that's why all these other little things fell into place. And so it's like brought up this huge thing. And so Wings is like, bullshit, bro. Come to my house, sit next to me in a fucking chair, and answer for what you said about me on the internet to these people. What it really seems like is Wings used to like bully this guy as a kid or something like that, or maybe when they worked at Domino's together, because they worked together as like teenagers at a Domino's for like a good period of time. These guys know each other.
So they were friends
this guy,
for a while. Okay.
Yes,
sorry,
and this grown ass man approached like, you know, the investigators from the internet is like spamming their inboxes on Discord with these paragraphs of like, hey, I'm this guy. I know this about Wings and that about Wings, and I know I grew up with him, and I know his brother, and I know
what
his
a
sister,
fucking
and
loser.
Like he's and like finally he says something like, and I know something no one knows about his sister, and it's that moment where they stop ignoring him.
The
And
guy desperate for attention, willing to say
the guy
anything.
who's desperate for attention and like trying to hurt Wings, I guess for some reason, says this, and so that gets their attention, right? They're like, all right, wait, what the fuck? And so for 4 hours, they sit and have a recorded conversation with this guy where they told him it was being recorded, mind you. Don't let him fucking slip out of that one either. Here's what happened. Wings, at one point, being the uncouth motherfucker he is, said to his sister, hey, you've got some feminine odor that you need to take care of. That hurt her feelings. She told mom. The mom was like, hey, you can't say that. And he's like, we're all living here together and it smells. All right, boys, that is it. That is it.
With this
So
video,
that was the whole thing. The whole thing really wasn't anything about him abusing his sister. It was saying the thing about his sister's odor. That was the real controversy in the real conversation that was unedited. Okay. So that's the end of it. Wow. All right. So that was a whole nothing, as they say on the internet now, that was a whole nothing burger. It was literally a loser who didn't like Wings, basically courted his trolls into this situation, right? That was all absolutely positively nothing. Huh.
Coming to a close, we'll focus on the status of Jordy. When we began this update video, he was on a weight loss journey and on antidepressants that help regulate his outburst.
And now look.
He was fulfilling his wishes to the point that even the largest channel dedicated to him lost interest. Though there was a quick scare at losing his fiancée, now turned wife, he relapsed and fast-tracked his weight gain. Even after the marriage, he continued down this road with his consumption of food increasing as the days passed. This is not to shun Jordy or focus on his lack of commitment, but to show how damaging it is for him to feed into his vices. One thing triggers another, and he finds himself unable to escape a series of events that has him doing little but pitying his situation.
This is actually a great summary right now that June is doing.
Trolls, whether true or not, use this as an excuse to further harass him, as they feel an entitlement due to donating towards the surgery but not seeing promising results. Though for viewers not so invested, it can equally hurt, because many people want Jordy to improve on himself and live a more fulfilling life. They want a testimony, a sort of hope that people, even when they feel they are at their worst, can improve. And they can, but Jordy seems to have a hard time in doing so. Instead, he is stuck in a loop of doing better and getting much worse. Probably a claustrophobic situation to be in, but definitely a claustrophobic, as to say anxiety-inducing, thing to watch.
Yeah.
Though what he does have...
I did have some anxiety watching this fucking documentary. That's for damn sure. It actually caused me serious... You saw some of my reactions. I was like, I can't believe we're watching this. Like, it's insane. The cringe-inducing shit that happened.
Is a culture. A following that has not just a few lines of dialogue or memes that are specific to a typical content creator. He has entire channels dedicated to his every comment and item of food he consumes.
Sounds familiar.
With nearly all of it having certain constants, as it originates from the same man, with the same squeaky chair and the exact same room, time after time.
Man, that's it? During the production of this video, countless clip channels have been banned and no one knows who is behind it. Has there been an update on that? Was it him that did it? Did he shut down all those channels? Right? The trolling of Jordy still continues. Yeah, a year later. Right? Alright. Interesting. Now, I would actually like to give you my final summary, but I would actually also like to do an additional discussion with all of you. Okay? Since we have a little bit of extra time, and I feel like this is the time to bring it up. All right? So anyway, in summary from what we saw today, okay, the way I see it is, again, I think we very much have, by the way, shout out to June the King yet again, another great documentary, and another one that he allowed me to react to, right? I really had a good time. Here's some of his other work if you want to take a look. June the King on YouTube. I strongly recommend it. I like his documentaries a ton. We've learned a lot about a lot of these people. All right, there's still way more to go through if you guys ever want to see me react to one of these again. All right, so thank you, June, for letting me react, and great quality stuff as usual, okay? And that's the thing about June's documentaries. You notice the entire thing wasn't horribly negative about Jordy. It was fair. Like, they were trying to say, listen, here's the truth of the situation. It's not what people said. It's not someone just sitting there laughing at him and degrading him. It's someone trying to factually cover things happening, right? So there you go. So anyway, in summary, watching this part 2 to the documentary, all right, here my common observations. I think there was a few common observations that we can have now about Jordy and his situation, right? The number one thing, it has to be called out, the man keeps mixing way too much of what should be his private, behind-the-scenes life with his public business and persona, correct? He can't help himself from telling people about all this stuff going on in his private life. Now, I'm not saying that I'm immune to that or I'm better than that. I mean, yes, I sometimes bring up things from my private life as well. But this guy, like, some of the stuff in this video, the things about going on with his wife, again, why can't you turn off your stream and go deal with the private so that you can get back to your stream instead of now you have this stuff going on. Your wife is crying in another room. I guess there was that situation about her health, which I couldn't even really hear it that well. So I couldn't very well address it if I couldn't hear it. And I didn't really dwell on it too much, right? Geez, the DoorDash situation. You want to talk about something that 100% could have been prevented. Would have been if he never mentioned he was working for DoorDash, right? If he had never mentioned it at all, just kept it out of the public eye, how would he have been able to be trolled by that, right? He wouldn't have been able to. It's just a situation, it's the same error repeated over and over. Keep your private life out of the public eye, have a separation between the two. You need to have, how many videos did we just see his wife send him? Right? I'm not saying that's every day. I'm just saying, you notice? And she has a public persona. She's in his Discord, which creates issues with moderators, with catfishing, with all kinds of shit. Do you see? There has to be that separation. This is definitely something I have learned over the years, is that you must have that separation between the private and the public. You cannot have too much crossover because you owe it to yourself to have a private life. And if you have a hate mob following you around on the internet, they're going to do absolutely everything in their power to try to ruin your life. You have to keep that separation, correct? So that's what I have to say, man. You have to stop making the same errors. There's some things that are unavoidable. No, you can't stop a clout-chasing loser from your past trying to contact your trolls and shit all over you with a bunch of falsehood bullshit. That is unavoidable, correct? But man, the things, my T levels are at this. What? Why on earth would you be talking about your testosterone levels on your stream, man? No. And here's the thing. If that has become his content, then he needs to find a way to make new content. That's my opinion. Is if his content is my personal life, that's all people care about, then you have to find a new audience And you have to find a new way to talk to your audience that's not your personal shit. You know what I'm saying? It can't be anymore. And it was funny because at the beginning of the video, it seemed like he was leaning into his trolls with the lolcow shit, right? He was. It seemed like he had embraced it. So now I'm going to read out every troll donation because that's how I make my money is trolls donate. And that's all the donations I'm getting, correct? But that's no way to live. Literally what Keemstar says is 100% the opposite fucking way to go about it, right? If you're going to become a giant toxic laughingstock on the internet, how are you going to live with yourself, right? How? You have to have some kind of self-worth and value within. You know what? A lot of people hate me, but at least at the end of the day, I have a loving relationship with my wife. That's a great life. I have a valuable core fan base who love who I am, who love the content that I put out there, and that's why I'm able to succeed through all of the bullshit. You have to have that. You need that level of feeling of self-worth and support for yourself. You can't just go through life. My only value is that I pay bills. What is that? And people say, well, that's depression. You're right. We discussed that in the first documentary last year. This man has mental issues, depression, and other things that need to be dealt with properly. And by going into the lion's den and talking with the trolls, by having Painkiller already, making fun of them every waking moment, by having fucking Keemstar interject himself into the man's life every time that he can profit from it, it's never going to get better. It's never going to get better. It will be an endless cycle of this forever. All right? He has to, at some point, he has to either leave the internet space or he has to cut it off at some point. It can't continue to be going in the endless cycle because right now, his misery is fueling so many people on the internet, right? That's the only thing that's really keeping him going. And that's awful. That's absolutely awful. He needs to find a way to find value again in life. And it can't be I pay bills. You know, it can't be. It has to be something better than that. I can't believe that statement was so depressing when he said that. You know what I mean? Now, what I would like to do, since we have a tiny bit of time left here, is talk a little bit more about what's about to happen. All right? Are you guys aware of what's about to happen with this man? He is about to be engaged in a boxing match with another YouTuber named Boogie. All right? And guess who's running the event? I mean, I'll give you one fucking guess. Who's running the event? Okay? What is this? Can we be honest about this? All right? Let's be very honest about this situation. Okay? This is another attempt to capitalize on this man's misery, to capitalize on the trolling that this man has received, all right? And to bank on it, right? Now, I've heard rumors, I don't know if they're true, that apparently he's not even getting paid that much for it, which was baffling to me. You know, I've heard at first everyone was saying he was getting paid like $50,000 for it, in which case, all right, I can understand that's like maybe a life-changing amount of money. But now I'm hearing things as low as like $10,000 to do a boxing match. Now, you've seen the documentaries along with me, correct? We've seen them together. This man is not in a healthy state. Keemstar agreed with me on a stream a little over a week ago that this man is not in a healthy state. Neither is Boogie. These guys are unhealthy. And they agreed because they need money to fight each other. All right? This is ridiculous in my opinion. This is absolutely positively absurd. It's incredibly irresponsible. Now we're getting to the point where it's internet trolling is one thing. All right? That's one thing. Then it escalates to the point where you get the cops coming to the house. That's another thing. But now you've gotten to the point where you're putting these people into situations that could potentially be life-changing or life-threatening. And that's where I think the line has to be drawn. Okay? There's a difference between, oh, I'm a laughingstock and I choose to be a laughingstock, and now it's obvious some people just don't have the ability to make good judgments. And you prey on that. All right? This boxing match is ridiculous. It's absolutely, positively awful for these men. And it is 100% predatory. I equate, this is my opinion, you could disagree. This is the equivalent of bum fights from back in the day. where someone would have two bums who needed money on the street and toss them a little money, fight each other. And they record it and toss it on the internet and sell it, either through the website or they make tapes of it. It's a modern day bum fights. This is not something that's healthy. This is not something that's going to benefit either of them. They're going to get short-term gain of a little bit of money. That's it. All it's going to do is exacerbate the problems and possibly make it even worse. It's that bad of a situation, in my opinion. You can disagree, right? It's potentially dangerous. It's to the point where one or more of them can get hurt. And I'm worried. I hope, my God, I pray that this is going to be an okay situation where they're all right at the end of it. But at one point, do we draw the line and we say, this is too much. The exploitation of these people on the internet is too fucking much, and we're not going to stand for it anymore. I just don't understand it. How can you support that? Two men who are unhealthy are going to try to do a physical activity where they're hurting each other for profit. For the profit of who? They're each getting paid a little bit. It's going to be everyone else who profits off of it. It's not, you know what I mean? It's absolutely ridiculous. And the other thing that I hear, which I think is absolutely absurd. Oh, well, don't you understand that Wings and Boogie are going to now, they're going to go on a health journey to make themselves better for this. Have you not watched the documentaries with me? He's already been on a health journey. He failed it. He had the surgery. He was on Lexapro. He was changing his life around. And what happened? He's right back to fucking square one. Boogie had the surgery, right? He lost weight. And what happened? He gained the weight back because, again, it's not just about surgery. It's about having the support and having the mental fortitude to continue on with the life change. It's not just a quick fix surgery. So this is ridiculous. It's to the point where it's like, oh, they're going to possibly get healthy. No, they're not. Not unless things change. What magically changed? That now in their lives, these men are now going to be able to have this life-changing deal. Explain it. Not just it's going to happen because it's fucking magic. So a fucking fairy godmother is going to fly out of the sky and say, oh, abracadabra. And all of a sudden, overnight, they're just going to have mental fortitude to do this and have it be healthy and stick and not die in this fight. And they're going to go on happily ever after as two fit boxers. What fucking planet do we live on? What reality do you live in? It's an alternate dimension, people who say that kind of weird shit. You're out of your fucking mind, man. Now, I'm not saying that these guys need to give up. I want them to be healthy. I want Wings to actually lose weight and be happy and healthy with his wife. I want this man to come back. I would love nothing better than to see another documentary about him, that he has completely turned it around and he now is happy. Because that's all it really is about at the end of the day. It's not about he's rich. It's not about he's famous. It's not about, you know what I mean? It's about he's just happy in his life. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I want to hear him say. I'm happy because now I have self-worth again. That's all I want to hear from this man. But do you think that doing a fight like this is going to give him self-worth? This is more exploitation. This is more using him for everyone else to get over while he is the one who suffers at the end. It's just another case of it. And you will never find a way that anyone will justify this upcoming fight in any other way. Oh, but everyone wants to see it. And if everyone wanted to see Wings of Redemption jump off a bridge, is it okay to see that too? No. It's fucked up, man. Enough is enough. I can't take it. It drives me nuts. It really does. It drives me absolutely positively fucking nuts to see this shit. All right? I don't want to hear that Wings or Boogie or both got hurt. And even if they don't get hurt, I don't think that this fight can help anything. I don't. All right? It's terrible. It is disgusting, man. I think it is. It bothers me that much that these men have so little self-respect and self-worth that they think it's okay. You know, here's the difference. So people say, what about KSI? KSI, he's an athlete. Look at him. He actually got fit. He's healthy. He's an athlete. He's been in tons of fights. And he takes this seriously. It's like serious boxing. All right? This will not be serious. This is meant to be a joke. This is the Joker round warm-up for the people who are actually fit and are going to box for real. That's why it's fucked up. Okay? So, You know, I want to see another documentary on Wings 3 years from now where he actually got confidence in himself again. He got motivation. He's not just a man who pays bills. He's a man who has an awesome family life, a man who has fans who love him and he loves them back, and he loves that reciprocation of fun and love between the two. I want to hear all these positive things. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, I want that for him because I have that. And I think that's really, at the end of the day, that's what guys like Keemstar don't get. Says to me, oh, Phil, you should just roll into the drama. Just like he just said to Wings, roll into the drama, right? Monetize the drama. No, because when you just make yourself all a joke, when you make yourself drama, you lose your self-worth. You don't have any worth anymore. You're just a laughing stock on the internet. And now all you're making content to make money. You're not making content because you love it, because it's meaningful, because it helps anyone at all. That content won't even help you. All it will do is pay your bills. And that's maybe the sad fact here. If all Wings feels is his value is him paying his bills, then maybe that's why he's doing this fight. But he's got way more value than that. He's been around for 15 years. There's definitely people out there that care about him. Fuck, man, I care about him. I saw 2 documentaries. I care about this fucking man. I want him to be okay. I don't want fucking horrible things to happen to him because people keep fucking exploiting him. Whether it's Painkiller, whether it's Keemstar, whether it's trolls, enough is fucking enough. Who the fuck is going to stand up for these people? Right? Who is going to do it? Enough with this shit. Stop just allowing it to happen. Stop saying it's okay because it's funny. It's not okay. It's not fucking okay anymore. Stop with this shit. I've had it. I'm at my end now. I'm at my wit's fucking end with this abusive shit on YouTube and abusive people on the internet. It shouldn't be allowed. It should be, people need to stand up and say, this is not right anymore. Stop it. Stop Keem. Stop PKA. Stop fucking beating the dead horse. The horse is dead enough, man. But that's my take on it, and you can completely disagree. Obviously, I'm emotional about it, you know? People talk about Jordy in my streams all the time, and, you know, I want him to do better. I want him to be happier. I do. Right? I do. I feel horrible watching shit like this, you know? I can tell you this, I'm in a position where even if everyone outside of my content hates me, at least I have people who like me in my content, you know? And that's good enough for me. But he doesn't even have that, apparently. Or he doesn't feel he does. I want him to get better, man. I do. I hope he does. I hope, like I said, I really feel like maybe a couple years down the line, things will be better. I hope so. He was almost there, right? He was almost there, like they said at the beginning of the documentary. He had the weight loss surgery. He was on the Lexapro. He was feeling better. The fact that fell apart, right? That's the true tragedy. Because it seems like he was on the road. And then all this other shit just keeps happening to him over and over and over, right? If I reached one person out there today with what I just said, then at least I've done my job, I feel. I hope I did. I hope one person out there will listen to reason and be like, Phil's got a point. You know? This shit has to stop at some point. This exploitation is exactly what it is. It's exploitation for personal benefit. His trolls do it. The PKA guys, Keemstar, they're all just constantly doing it to him. And it's like the same, it's probably the same. I bet Boogie has the same story. And for me, it's my trolls. It's them. It's constant exploitation. Constant benefit off of the misery of someone else. It's really fucked. Let me tell you, I learned my lesson last week. That I really can't trust people on YouTube, man. I can't. And I think he needs to learn this lesson. Somehow he still hasn't learned it. You know what I'm saying? He's still involved with guys like Keem and stuff. It's like, dude, how many times do you have to get burned before you realize this is never going to end well, right? Man. All right, guys. Well, that is it. All right? That is it for my reacting to the continual fall of Wings of Redemption. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, thanks for watching. Consider giving the video a like, the whole series a like, maybe leaving some comments on the videos. All right? Let me know what you think. I'm sure people will vastly disagree with me on this subject. All right? And that's okay if you do. Thank you for supporting the stream today as well, everyone who did. I really appreciate that. And, you know, thank you very much for that. Really, thank you. And, you know, I also want opinions on what's the next one I should do. A lot of people say you shouldn't do these drama videos anymore. Fine, then tell me what you want. Because I ask and everyone just nominates drama videos. You know, next month I'd love to do something that's not drama for a long form react, but let me know what you want. So that way we can actually do something interesting, all right? Leave comments. You know how to hit me up. There's many ways you can reach me on my streams and stuff. Give me your opinions on what I should do next. Fair enough? Andrew did a super chase. Hearing that you hear about wings is sweet. If you feel like it, I mean, for me, it's just human. It's human empathy. I've been through a lot of the shit this man has been through, right? I've seen a lot of these things, and it's like seeing him go through it again and again, and the same mistakes over and over. It hurts me to see that shit. Fuck, again? Like, again. Here it comes again. And then the people jumping like hyenas on him to get that out of him so they benefit. Again. Can't take it. It becomes unfucking bearable at some point, you know? All right, everyone. Thank you for watching one more time. Again, thanks, and please leave suggestions. Until next time, Phil signing out. Peace out. Be at peace. As they say, be at peace. Thank you. See you later.